Alrighty. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How's everyone doing? Welcome back to Royal Flush Gaming, the round. I was about to say the round table. Ain't that some shit? The Win in Hand podcast. You know what I mean? Um, it's weird out here, man. But we'll get to that in a little bit. Let's talk gaming shit instead. Let's talk about hype. Because I'm hyped as fuck for The Last of Us 2. It's gonna be here in a few days. I know a lot of people have. Oh shit! I forgot to turn off my own sound noises and shit. My fault. Um, but at least we know the fucking audio is good. But yeah. Anyways, so I'm hyped for The Last of Us 2, man. I know. There's a lot of controversy around it. You know, people leaking it, people who've seen the leaks, and decided one way or another not to play the game. There's a lot of quote unquote SJW shit involved and all that shit, right? But to tell you the truth, I don't really give a shit about none of that. I don't. I don't. The whole SJW shit is very odd to me because, to be honest with you, as a how do I put this? As a not white person, all right, I can't say that I disagree with everything SJW because there are a lot of SJW shit that I realistically agree with. I mean, you would want shit to be fair for, well, not so much fair, but at least, make sure motherfuckers got the fair end of the stick, right? I mean, everybody deserve their own shit. Now, when it comes to the Last of Us thing, right? I don't really know what the issue is exactly. I don't know if it's because Ellie's gay, because she's a lesbian, you know what I mean? Um, but I don't have a problem playing as a straight girl. Why would I have a problem playing as a gay girl? You know what I mean? As a straight dude, there's nothing, there's no character I would play that would change me as a person. I mean, I'm still gonna be fucking bitches. I don't know what to tell you. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna change the way I am because of the character I play in the game. And I'm very hyped for the game. And I'm hyped for the story because I want to know where it takes off from. They say that it's gonna take up, pick up from where the first one end. And some of our uh, fellow gamers, they don't agree with me when I say the first Last of Us, the ending was perfect. I think it was perfect. If they never made a sequel, I would have been fine, because and I'm gonna spoil the first Last of Us if y'all haven't played it. I mean, motherfucker was on Last Generation. You haven't played that shit? You know what I mean? You haven't played that shit, huh? It was on Last Generation. So I'm gonna spoil that shit. If you haven't played the first one yet, damn, bruh. Damn, I don't know what to tell you. Um, but the story of the first of us, man, when I played it, I didn't even think SJW anything. I just, when I played through the game, I'm just playing through a game about a man who lost everything and found something to live for a few years later. 20 years later, he found something to live for, so he's willing to kill everybody else for it because fuck the rest of the world. You know what I mean? And I respect that. It's that game is amazing to me because it actually make me question me as a person. Because realistically Joel's an asshole, like he's a full blown asshole for doing what he did. Because he put his selfishness in front of everyone else. But realistically, fuck everyone else, in my opinion. So like when I finished the game, like I had to agree with him. I would have done the same shit. I would have saved Ellie. You know what I mean? And the ending had like everything up in the air. Like you don't really know, like, does she really know that he's lying? Well, I mean, me personally, I think she knows that he's lying. Just the look on her face, just basically saying, like, I know you lying, but it's okay. You know what I mean? Like I can almost feel that. So I like the ending of the first one. Like even if they don't do a second one, I would have been fine with that. Not everything is clear cut and dry. You know what I mean? Not everything is open for you to understand. Certain things are open for interpretation, and I don't mind that the ending was just it just stops right there, and you can figure out what happens later. But now there's a second game. What up, Stardust? Now there's a second game. So the second game is gonna pick up. where it left off, and I have to know what happened next. I do. I have to know. I have to know. You know. I have to know. Will Ellie find out? Will Joel tell her? I'm pretty sure she's gonna tell her. I think that monologue on the most recent trailer when Joe was telling her like he wished shit was different, but it's not. You know what I mean? I think that's when he's like spilling the beans too. I think during that game, moment of the game where they're having that conversation, I think he's gonna break it down to her. And low key, I don't even think she's gonna be that mad at him. She has more things to be upset about in the second game. You know what I mean? I don't think that would fuck up too bad. Like, or maybe she will. I mean, because basically, Joel kind of condemned her to a life of pain and suffering. Because she's gonna have to live in the fucking apocalypse. So I mean, that's understandable. But I don't think she's gonna be that mad about it. So I'm more hyped for the continuation of the story, and also the gameplay that they implemented. That dodge mechanic looked dope. The new sneaking around mechanic, and it just makes you feel like insurmountable odds that you have to fuck with, and I like that. I don't mind that the game has a lesbian as a main character. Matter of fact, name me another game that has a lesbian as a main character. And we talk about all this just JW shit, you know what I mean? Name me another game that has a fucking lesbian character as the main character. Name me one, just one, besides from The Last of Us. Just one. How many straight dudes, how many straight girl, how many straight white dudes, how many straight Asian dudes? I can't even, hey, I mean, I'm Asian, right? I'm supposed to be like, whatever when it comes to Asian people, but goddamn, there's plenty of us in video games, right? We are not misrepresented in video games at all. So as an Asian dude, I'm not tripping over shit. But let me ask you this: when was the last time you see a lesbian chick as a main character of a game? Would it be that upsetting to play as her? Is it upsetting to play as a regular girl, like a straight girl? Because I played Horizon, I love that shit. I used to play, Tomb Raider, love that shit. I don't really know why that's an issue. Deep down, I really and it sounds very ponyish when I say this, but deep down, I feel like all this controversy is because The Last of Us One was so good. It's hailed as the fucking game of the decade. Whether you agree with that or not, it doesn't matter. That's what they calling it. You know what I mean? Because I don't agree with it. I love The Last of Us as well, but I don't consider it to be the game of the decade. I wouldn't even know what the game of the decade would be. I have to go through the repertoire, you know what I'm saying? Not repertoire. I have to go through, the entire catalog of gamings that I've been playing for the last 10 years and really think about it before I would even be able to give you a good answer on why. I have some candidates, right? But I really don't know. I really don't know what would be the game of the decade. But that's what is held. Right now the title of game of the decade belongs to Naughty Dog and The Last of Us. Whether you love it or hate it, that doesn't matter. You know what I mean? So exactly, Stardust. I mean, who the fuck gives a shit? I mean, I'm playing it because I played the first one and I need to know what happened next. I need to know, is Ellie gonna be super pissed off at Joel for doing what he did? You know what I mean? Is Joel even gonna tell her? You know what I mean? Is she gonna find out herself? Because they did say this game is about hate, and I don't know if it's about, you know, her hatred for the world or for, her circumstances, whatever the case may be. But I'm down for it. I can't wait for it. Um, and I mean, y'all can't tell me shit when it comes to, this gaming shit. Y'all can't tell me if like if I'm supporting a game, all of a sudden I'm down with some SJW shit. Well, I mean, real shit. I'm down with a lot of SJW shit. I am. I think both sides are insane. Anti SJW and SJW. I think both sides are insane because both sides don't want to listen to shit. You know what I mean? But I don't pick sides. You feel me? I'm a grown ass man that make my own decisions. You know what I mean? For my own benefit. I'm not gonna sit here and side with anyone. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not with SJW. I'm not against it. You know what I mean? Like, I just call things the way they see it. It's a video game at the end of the day. You know what I mean? It's a video game at the end of the day. So I'm not gonna be here talking all this shit when it comes to social, you know what I mean, ramifications and shit because it's weird out here. I don't expect media to raise my children if I have any. And I was not raised by the media. I was raised by my parents. Yeah, man. Like you know, I grew up the way I grew up, and the one thing I know about me is I can only make decisions for myself. I can't relate to other people when they say the shit they say. I mean, the stuff that you're concerned about, I don't. A lot of times, I'm not telling people that their problems don't matter. You know what I mean? Because it's their problems and it's very serious to them. It's really real to them, but it's only a problem for you because you make it a problem. There's a game about a lesbian girl. Is that difficult? Is that so bad? I have not seen none of the leaks. You know what I mean? Don't ruin it for me. If you ruin it for me, you will never hear the end of it. You will never hear the end of it. I'll fucking drag your name for the rest of your life. So please don't ruin it for me. If it's a shit game, if The Last of Us 2 is a shit game, trust me, I'll let you know. I play the games for the games, man. So if the game is trash, if the story is trash, if the mechanics trash, then I mean, trust me, I'll let you know. But I'm not gonna sit here and deal with the narrative y'all deal with because the narrative y'all deal with is fucking nonsense. I mean, if it's that big of a problem for you, like play a different game. That's what I'm on. I'm not raised by the media. I was raised by my parents. If you look at stuff on the media and you get fucking bent out of shape for it, then that's on you. You know what I mean? Because I'm not gay. And if you're concerned about it, I mean, look, I know it's that cliche that it's like, if you protest everything gay, you probably gay yourself. I Even though I that's not always the case, but I really do believe in that. There must be something going on with you personally, something that affects your psyche. If you see this shit and the first thing you can think of is a knee-jerk reaction of fucking bitching about it, you know? And who the fuck, if you wanted to play this game and you knew there were spoilers out there, why would the fuck would you even look at it? I feel like if you look at it, you don't even want to play this game. Everyone, for whatever reason, man, everyone seems like they have an opinion on it, and not everyone has played the game. You know why? Because it's a hot topic. This whole SJW nonsense, bruh. I don't agree with it. First of all, because I'm an Asian dude. I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with you. We don't get represented that well in Western media. We never had been. And you can't tell me shit. It's since the beginning of Western media, cuz Asian people been shit on. And it's fine. It doesn't really affect me as a person. You feel me? It doesn't. I don't get offended by it because I know who I am and I'm good. But it would be nice for me to see a motherfucking Asian dude on screen that's not a fucking idiot. You know what I mean? Not some fucking lame ass nerd or some fucking. It's either Asian dudes or either we some lame ass nerds. You know what I'm saying? In a movie, or we dope as fuck. There's no in between. Like I'm not a ninja. What the fuck? Why am I like super? You know, I'm not a ninja. All right, and I'm not a fucking computer whiz either. I'm somewhere in between. Can we just make a normal ass motherfucker? But that's besides the point. There's everyone wants to be represented equally. I mean, not equally, but fairly, right? Which is understandable. And I can't be mad at a lesbian girl for wanting to be represented as well, right? It doesn't affect me personally if you show an Asian dude on screen all goofy and shit, right? Because I'm not like that. I'm out here fucking white girls right now, fam. I don't really trip. You know what I mean? But the whole situation with it is it's getting out of hand. You know why? Because of People feel like it's necessary to see shit that resemble them on screen to make them feel good about them. I don't ever need that. I've never needed that. The only thing that makes me feel good about me is the actions that I take. I can only be responsible for that. And if I fucked up somewhere, that's on me. You feel me? You know what I mean? Like, if I do something nice, something good for the world, then I'm proud of that. But I don't need extra shit. I don't need to see something. I don't need to see an Asian dude on screen to make me feel good about me. I don't need that. But you know, at the same time, like, could we chill? Like, could we chill a little bit? Could we not Mickey Rooney Asian dudes every time? Like, could we not do that? And it gotten better. It gotten better. And you know why it gotten better? It is all of it doesn't really have much to do with race, to be honest with you, or social, issues. You know what it really comes down to? It comes down to money. It comes down to money. Okay. And what I mean by that is Western media was made for the West because during that time the West has a lot of money. Your average white dude live a middle class life and they have more money, right? But in the 21st century, shit's changing. There's countries out there that was third world and they're now no longer third world. Just look at China. Fuck China. I mean, I'm not Chinese, you know what I mean? Fuck China. But they get money now. And because of that, the media want to make sure that, you know, they get that money too. So you got to appease Chinese people. Have you seen the media lately? You feel me? It's about money. Whoever has the money to pay for all this shit in the media, that's who they're catering to. That's why you're starting to see all this other shit. Why do you think so many Hollywood shit is, you know, geared towards the Chinese audience? It's geared towards Chinese audience because motherfuckers out in China is paying for shit and we are not. We are not in America. We are paying fucking subscription services for fucking movies and gaming and shit nowadays. We don't pay for shit. We complain like a motherfucker though. We complain about every goddamn thing here, but we ain't putting out that cake. You know what I'm saying? We ain't putting out no paper. But them motherfuckers over there are. They putting out the paper, fam. And that's what matters to any of these companies. It's not about social representation and you know what I mean? None of that shit. It's just about the money they can make. Whoever they need to pander to make that money, that's what's, you know, how it's gonna work. So I'm never upset by that. I just like to be, you know, honest with myself. If you tripping that hard about The Last of Us 2, you might be gay, is what I'm saying. And you might not. Yeah, I mean, there's a portion of y'all that just might not be, and you're just upset that, you know, the world that you're used to is changing. Now, I'll tell you the truth, when you see some wild shit happen and people's like, is this the America that I grew up with? Yeah, motherfucker, it is. It's just the America that you know is very different than the America that I know. You know what I mean? The America I know is very different than the one you know. It's different than, you know, a black dude who's lived in America. His America is very different than the one, you know, from your average middle class white dude. Your lives are different. It's not the same. You know what I mean? It's just not. You just nowadays you're just getting a piece, a look at what America looked like to other people, and it's not always pretty. You feel me? But The Last of Us 2 is a video game. A video game about a man who lost everything and regained it 20 years later. That's that's just, you know, the way I see it. That story was done amazingly by the creators. Like the journey you went through with the game. So I'm down to play the second one. I can't wait. And there's no other, you know, there's nothing you could tell me to stop me from playing it. Now if I played it and the game is trash, trust me, I'll let y'all know. But Naughty Dog hasn't missed yet in a long ass time, bruh. They've never been completely perfect, you know what I mean? But they haven't missed in quite a long time. And that's, I don't know what else to say about The Last of Us at this point. Like, I've seen days worth of tweets of motherfuckers crying about it. Why are you so fucking concerned? There's dudes out there like, but they turn off their fucking uh uh reply, so we just turn off their income. Bitch, who are you talking about? Who do you mean we? What the fuck? I'm copping it. How sad are you to where you don't like something so much that you need other people to like not like it too? You know what I mean? Who knows? The story of The Last of Us 2 could be trash. Gameplay could be trash. You know what I mean? But I played the first one. Gameplay was decent. Story was fucking amazing. And they improved on the gameplay. So I don't see how it could fail. I don't see how it could fail. I'm saying, Gary. And I appreciate the sub too, Gary. I saw that the other day. I mean, I I don't even understand it, fam. It's like this, right? There's different people than you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm an Asian dude. I don't have a problem playing a game and the main character is white. You understand? Because there's white people out there. They exist. I don't mind playing the game and the main character is black. Because black people exist. Is the story behind this black man good? Is the trials and tribulations this black character go through, is it dope? Like, that's all I'm concerned about. I might learn a thing or two. You know what I mean? Would I like to play as an Asian dude? Yeah. I don't have to. It's a video game. It's not even real. I mean, I played as Aloy. She's a red-headed white girl. That's like as completely opposite of me as possible. I have more in common with Ellie than I do with fucking Aloy. Me and Ellie both smash bitches. That's what we do. You know what I'm saying? We both down for some pussy. So I have more in common with Ellie than I do with Aloy. Right? I don't understand. The entertainment industry is here to entertain us. I don't want to hear no preaching about anything. I mean, I do see sometimes people go overboard with the pandering. You know what I'm saying? I see a lot of people pandering sometimes. I forgot which game it was where I think it's a battle royale type of game, and they came out and introduced these characters, and they didn't even say much about the characters. They just say, "Oh, these two characters are gay." I'm like, why the fuck do I need to know that? Just let me play the goddamn game. If I find out they're gay when I'm playing the game, then cool, it's whatever. But why the fuck do you have to come out and tell a motherfucker that? Why are you pandering? That's pandering right there. It's full blown and obvious. I mean, Ellie is gay. Like, that's not even obvious at first. You have to play through the whole game and you still won't even figure it out. You have to play the DLC for it to be official. The gay dude in the game, what is his name? Bill, right? A lot of people, like, that shit went over their heads. They didn't even know the dude was gay. Right? I don't care about none of that shit. It's never been a concern for me. I grew up in a third world country. I had more concerns when I was a kid. Growing up in America is cake. I'm gonna be 1,000 with you is cake. The moment I stepped foot in America, I have not dealt with no real problems since. To be really real with you, I've gotten in fights as a kid over some bullshit because a white dude had called me a chink or a black dude told me to go back to where I'm from, or that kind of shit. It happens, and I'm a kid. You know what I mean? Still young. I couldn't handle my own emotions like that. So wild out and start fighting motherfuckers. Right? Half of the scars I have on my body is from those fights. The other half's from breakdancing fails. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's basically where most of my scars on my body came from. But like my life, when as soon as I came to the States, it was cake. It's a cakewalk, fam. And I feel like the reason why people are upset is because your life has been cake for so long, you don't want it to be difficult. I think it's necessary. I think you need to be challenged for you to get better. You don't get better if you don't get challenged. You understand? You'll just stay the same. And that's not okay. But you know what I mean? That's what I have to say about The Last of Us. I mean, I'ma play it and you can't tell me shit. All right? I don't support whatever political party, left or right. I don't support either one. I'm a grown ass man that makes my own decisions. I don't side with nobody like that. Because if you side with one side, whatever that side do, fam, Coon, you have no idea, fam. Like when I was a kid, bro, I had so many breakdancing fails. Like I almost broke my shin because of it, because I was trying to do a windmill and I hit my fucking shin against a dinner table. You know what I'm saying? Because the crib I was living in was too small, but like the kitchen the kitchen floors was like perfect for it. You feel me? So I pushed the table to the side, and I was like trying to learn how to do windmills and shit. And this one time, bro, I remember I did a perfect, like I was able to do it perfectly. Like I was balanced on my shoulder and everything. And my legs, bro, when I pulled that fucking swing downward to complete a full cycle, I slammed my shin into a fucking table. And bro, that shit, I was laying there holding my fucking shin for like 20 minutes, bro. And then got up and tried again. Because I ain't no bitch. And plus, you know what I'm saying? I was like 16. It wasn't that painful. It would be more painful if I couldn't do it, and then I show up at the next, what I'm saying, function. I couldn't bust a move and shit. That would be embarrassing. So I had to. All right. That's where my shit came from, man. I don't really trip about little shit like this. The stuff that most people bitch about on social media and shit. It's all little shit to me. I don't have no what up, logical nonsense. I don't have no fucking I don't have no gripes about shit like that. I mean, of all people who should be bitching about that kind of stuff, it would be me. You feel me? Like the whole SJW shit, it should be me. Because since the conception of Western media, they've been clowning on Asian dudes. Period. It doesn't even matter. You know how many times like a mother called me Chinese and I tell them I'm not Chinese and they look at me dead in my eye and say, "What's the difference?" Like, you know what I'm saying? Like don't give a fuck about me. Like it's just whatever. And I never needed people to give a fuck about me for me to give a fuck about myself. I logical nonsense, man. You feel me? Like I don't have that issue. But onward to Ghost, man. Ghost is exciting. You know what's the most exciting thing I've heard lately about Ghost? Is that the combat system is no joke. You ain't just gonna breeze through it, fam. And to be honest with you, that's the one gripe that I have with PlayStation game. Besides from Bloodborne and God of War, I think their gameplay leaves much to be desired. I'm gonna keep it 1,000. Y'all already know fucking I'm a fucking Bronco out here. I'm not just a pony. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fucking Bronco. I love PlayStation games, but let's keep it 1,000. Like their games, the gameplay itself could be improved. And speaking of which, back to The Last of Us real quick. It looks like they have. You know what I mean? They focus in on how it feels to be just one person dealing with a group of people. It ain't like just breezing through it. You know what I mean? Like you actually feel the fucking tension in the air when Ellie's trying to like run around, dodging motherfuckers, sneaking around them and shit. That shit looks dope. But Ghost, man, they were saying like one or two hits you would die. You know what I'm saying? I see people bitching about that, and I'm like, wow. Do you think samurais back then rage quit? You feel me? They don't die from a couple of hits. They die for one hit, fam. If you get caught with a katana like full on, it's a wrap. There is no saving you, cuz. You know what I mean? They don't rage quit, fam. We're pretending to be samurais. Can you at least pretend to be? You know what I mean? Like back in the day, a motherfucker gets like caught a fucking samurai sword to the chest is a wrap for you. There is no coming back. And they were like, well, it's a video game. It should be for entertainment and enjoyment. Yes, yes, it is. This is a samurai simulator, samurai slash shinobi simulator. That's how it's going down. And would you even feel? Would you even feel the struggle? Would you even feel the struggle of a lone samurai losing his mind, becoming a ninja? For you know what I'm saying? That's unheard of. Like I am actually interested in, like it's really hard to find concrete history on ninjas because naturally they're a secretive group. You can't just get information about ninjas like that. It's very hard to know about them like that. You know what I mean? Word. I don't know, man. I can't. I don't know if I could do it, Coon. Like, it's dope. I ain't going front. That shit is dope as fuck. But they made a colorful ass, beautiful ass game, and I'm gonna play it in black and white. I might fuck it with it after like the first playthrough. But I need all that colors in the first game, fam. I can't do it. You know what I mean? I can't do Kurosawa mode on the first playthrough. I'll probably do Japanese. Um, Well, Sekiro is very different from Ghost, bro. Like, I mean, they're both samurai ninja games, but that's where it's that's where the line is drawn, man. It's not the same shit. What's up, Impatient Fire? It's not the same shit, fam. Like Sekiro, the level design is amazing. It's not truly open world, right? Uh, Sekiro is not really a true open world. It's a FromSoft type of open world, so it's not the same shit. But Ghost is the combat for Ghost is very different. The I almost want to say that the combat for Ghost is more like Neo. It's different stance, um, and the stealth, of course, stealth is universal, really. When you bring up stealth in the game, people automatically go to Assassin's Creed as if they never heard of Tenchu before in their life. You know what I mean? It is cool. I mean, that's why I'm excited because it feels like they're putting effort into it compared to other games. You know what I mean? They've thought of that. They've thought of that. Like you watch a lot of samurai movies, you would see black and white, Kurosawa movies, and they want to give you that experience too. Like they pulling out all the stops. I mean, but you need to feel the struggle of this motherfucker. If you know that you can just breeze through any if you could breeze through any fucking mission, then what's the point? That you won't feel the struggle, right? Like, and the combat will fall apart if the game is easy. You would just stand there and take damage. You wouldn't even give a shit. You wouldn't even try to parry. You wouldn't even try to dodge. You wouldn't even try to do none of that. Exactly, Rome. That's what I'm saying. It's made with love, man. Like you can clearly tell these motherfuckers love themselves some samurai games. They love themselves some samurai games, and that's I mean not samurai games, samurai movies. This is not an anime game. This is a samurai movie game. You feel me? It's based off of that. So, how do you say that, Sadis? Am I saying that right? What's up, Sadis? Let me know if I'm saying that right, man. My bad. But like you wouldn't feel the struggle of this motherfucker unless the game has to be that way. The game has to be difficult. and and you won't feel gangster when you pull off some shit if the game was easy. I bet you look at the gameplay right now. I bet you my first playthrough in the first couple missions, this is not what I'm gonna be looking like. I'm gonna get fucked up in the first couple missions. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get used to it. Look how smooth this motherfucker is. He was able to dodge that first dude like smooth, right? Stabbed him. That's that perfect like parry right there. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna take a lot of skill, but you're never gonna feel like a beast once you kill these motherfuckers. It's cake. If you could just run through the game, ain't nobody like give a fuck. Like, look at that shit. It's cold as fuck. Pose on them and shit. I mean, that's all I'm saying. Like, I was so hyped to hear that was difficult. Not even so much difficult. I don't even think. I think the word difficult is incorrect. Like, saying this game is hard is incorrect. I think it's the implementation of the game. If you're willing to learn the mechanics, there's no way it could be difficult. You know what I mean? There's no way it could be difficult. I I don't see it being difficult. I don't think it's more difficult than any From Software games. I think it's actually a lot more simpler than that. But I've always said that Sony games, their gameplay could be better. I'm not saying it's trash because it's not. A lot of their games, their gameplay is perfect for what it is. Not so much perfect, but good for what it is. Like when you play through The Last of Us, the combat was decent. It was nice. You know what I mean? You throw hands, you can dodge somewhat. You know what I mean? There's that counter move that somewhat like a dodge button. Besides from God of War, and Bloodborne. And Bloodborne is not a true PlayStation exclusive game because it was not made by a PlayStation studio. It was made by From Software. It was exclusive to PlayStation, but it's a From Software made games. Right, like and and also they said that it's really fluid whether you want to play as a samurai or as the ghost, right? And I'm down for that. I'm super down for that because that was one of my main concerns. I'm like, do I have to pick a route? You know what I mean? Like some games like make you pick a route. You have to either do ninja shit or you have to be a samurai. Like you have to be honorable with it the whole time, or you can just do ninja shit the whole time. So I'm glad it's more of a fluid uh, progression. You can go full samurai, full ninja if you want to, or you could do mixture of both, however your gameplay fits you, right? So I'm down for all that. But yeah, man, when I heard it was not as easy as motherfuckers gonna think it is, I was hyped because that was the one thing that I feel like is the Achilles heel for PlayStation games. That's why so many motherfuckers call it walking simulators, which is really odd because my favorite games are walking simulators, fam. A lot of my favorite games are walking simulators. I mean, I play Capcom games; those are mostly walking simulators. You ever played Onimusha? You know what I'm saying? Onimusha, like Capcom did PlayStation template before PlayStation. Y'all realize that, right? And Capcom's one of my favorite studios. They're probably in my top three third-party studios. Capcom, FromSoft, who else? It used to be Konami, but nowadays it's fuck Konami. Um, Samurai Ghost or Bot. Um, but like I said, I think Sony games, their gameplay is simplistic, but it works for the game. You know what I mean? Like you play Uncharted. Uncharted is not a very gameplay heavy game, but it's suited for what they're trying to do. You play an adventure. You're not Kratos, so you shoot, you throw hands. I mean, it works well, but I always feel like they could do more when it comes to gameplay. And I'm very hyped that it seems like both with Ghost and with The Last of Us, they're stepping that up. And that actually carry on to the next generation. Like Sick was asking the other day, and by the way, the homie Sick, his shit was suspended from Sony because he posted some pictures off of Mafia 2 or whatever. I'm assuming that's the case. You know what I mean? But that's wild as fuck. Whoever did that shit, man, y'all fucked up for that. But he was asking the other day, what do you expect from next generation? And all I could think of is how do you like. All I want from next generation is more implementations on ways to play. You understand? How else can I interact with the game besides from just the same shit we've been doing since PlayStation 1 or fuck it since Nintendo from back in the day. You know what I mean? Like if we head into the next generation and we're still playing games the same way we did generations ago, then I mean not much has improved. I want to see better implementations. Let's see, there's How many buttons is on a PlayStation controller? Uh, 4, 8, 12. I would say 14 if you count the, well, 15 if you count the little, um, well, that little black thing on the fucking PlayStation, that little piece on that shit, right? There's about 15 buttons on a PlayStation controller. I'm sure there's more ways to use it than just the way we've been using it now. You know what I mean? I'm saying in Impatient Fire, I don't know who that motherfucker was, but that motherfucker there, boy, that shit was fucked up. But that's what I like to see though. I like to see new implementation on the way you can play a game. How else can you interact with the game besides from what we've already done in the last, you know, 7, 8 generation worth of gaming? I want to see better improvement on gameplay. And I mean, visuals is a given in my opinion. Like, of course shit would look better every generation moving forward. If it's not, what the fuck are we doing? You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not tech savvy enough to break down SSDs and all that nonsense. You know what I'm saying? I don't really don't even know. You know what I mean? I don't even know none of the tech behind it. I just know a game looks good or not. Games don't have to look like amazing to me, but I would like it to be immersive. And just because a game looks good doesn't mean it's immersive, you know? Made for VR, it could be cool. It could be made for VR. Who knows? But that doesn't mean that it's bad. VR could be very dope, man. I'm here for it. You know what I mean? I heard that Iron Man VR was nice. I've been slacking on VR, man. I need to see what's good with VR, man. My VR is still in the box. I haven't even unboxed it yet. I just got lost in the whole moment of the samurai duel, fam. This shit's fire. I don't know about the tech well enough to talk about it at all, guys. You know what I mean? I leave that to the tech professionals. All I can tell you is implement better ways for me to play games. Well, not so much better, but newer. Just just give me something interesting that I could do that I've never thought about. Like people shit on the Death Stranding a lot. I love Death Stranding, man. I mean, new implementations, new ideas. That's what I'm about. I don't want to be playing the same shit I was playing fucking 2 decades ago. And just because your game is 90% gameplay and 10% other shit doesn't mean that gameplay in it is good. It becomes boring, it becomes repetitive, unless the gameplay is solid, unless it's always good. Now, y'all know I'm a big Devil May Cry fan because I never get tired of the gameplay. It's fun to figure out new combos to do. Like I never got bored of it. I probably sunk more hours into Devil May Cry 5 than most motherfuckers do in their whole catalogs of games combined. That's how many hours I put into Devil May Cry. Man. That's because I enjoy it and I don't need to get a platinum to prove it to a motherfucker. I think I'm like at 90 something percent. Like I'm like a trophy or two away from a bunch of games that I play to get a platinum, and I never do. I never do. There's certain parts in the game that I don't like playing, so I don't play it. I would never get a platinum for The Last of Us. You know why? Because to get a platinum for The Last of Us means you have to play certain multiplayer parts of it, and not. I like it, but I don't like it that much to do that because a platinum doesn't really matter to me. What really mattered to me is how much I enjoy this game and the stuff that's in it. I don't have to do everything in the goddamn game. There's certain things about a game, even if I love it, doesn't mean I enjoy that portion of the game, so I don't do it. You know what I mean? Half-Life. That shit better come through, man. Motherfucker been waiting on that for like forever. I think so, Geary. I don't think it's gonna be more than 500. Uh, it's possible it'll be 500. It's also possible to be at 400. I really don't think it's gonna be more than that because the last time shit was $600. Shit was not okay. You know what I mean? And to be honest with you, even if it is $600, I'll still cop one. I copped the first PlayStation. I mean the PlayStation 3 back in the day for $600. I'm just playing. Let me quit lying. I didn't buy it for $600. I actually bought it brand new, but it was pre-owned. The motherfucker bought it, lost his receipt, and couldn't return it. And his wife was mad as fuck at him for buying it because it was $600. So instead of letting him keep that motherfucker, he has to resell it back to me for $500. So I copped it. So my PlayStation, I actually copped it $100 less than what it was pre-owned but not used. Ain't that a bitch? It was still in the box and everything. I felt bad for homie too. His wife ain't shit, man. I ain't gonna front. How you gonna stomp all over your man's fun like that? Just like old girl on that one that I saw on Twitter where her man was playing video games and she just came through and straight turned off his system. Bro, that's the equivalent of smacking a bowl of pho out off the table while I was eating it. I'm not a violent person, man. I hate, to be honest with you, I hate violence. That doesn't mean I'm not good at it. I just hate it. I would prefer we sit down and speak shit out like civilized human beings instead of whooping each other's ass. But if you do that to me though, like if we dating, right? And I'm sitting here chilling, just playing some video games. Can you imagine that shit? Can you imagine like you playing Sekiro, you were on East End the Short Saint, and you were like 2, 3 blows away from killing this motherfucker, and this bitch came through and turned it off? It would take every fiber of my being. Like I would need to hold back every fiber, not to fucking run over there, grab her by the throat, and just throw her out of the crib, along with all her makeup and shoes and all that shit. Get the fuck out of my crib. I'll just throw her ass out. And I'm not saying that like misogynistically. I'm saying that as a level of respect. You know what I mean? Man or woman, it doesn't matter. There's certain lines you don't cross. What kind of shit is this? All right. And realistically, if we dating or if we married and shit, you should be looking out for my happiness just like how I'm looking out for your happiness. Why would the fuck would you do something like that to me? You know what I mean? I mean, it's all relative though, Gary. Gary, I mean, realistically, four, five, $600. How much worth are you getting out of it? I mean, bro, my car note is close to $500 a month, fam. It's like right around $500 a month, which I'm about to be done by the end of this year. So that's cool. You a lie, bro. You a goddamn lie. I'll grab you by the throat and throw your ass out of the crib. You ever do some shit like that? The level of disrespect, fam. It's not about like even if let's say he's not a gamer. Let's say he's doing some other shit. Whatever he was doing, you just gonna go over there and just smack it off the table while he's doing it? What kind of shit is this? I mean, like I would lose my mind if my girl did that to me. I would just fucking lose my shit. And I'm not even a violent person, but it's just that's disrespectful as fuck. That's not okay. Look, I'm full blown pony man, but like I said, man, just do you, buy the shit that you like. Don't worry about it. You know what I mean? Don't trip about what other people play on. Don't just buy the shit you play and don't worry about it. What up, J Swolls, man? I mean, don't trip over little shit like that, right? Play the shit that you want to play. Oh, and speaking of which, it is weird out here, isn't it? It's weird as hell out here. And what I mean by that is recently, y'all heard about this fiasco with this young man, this gentleman here was um, who was challenged to play The Last of Us 2 on grounded mode for $800. I don't know the full scope of the story, right? I don't know the full scope of the story. But here's my thing, man. Y'all motherfuckers pay this man, well, challenge him to play this game because you know he suck. You know he suck at gaming. You know he is. And you know you made this challenge so you can laugh at him while he rages. And he's doing that. And he took that challenge because of course he wanted that $800. And from what I understand, he cheated. But that's to be expected. There's no honor among thieves. There's no honor amongst thieves. What are y'all thinking? Right? I mean, realistically, to be honest with you, like, if he took that money, that's on y'all. That's y'all did that to yourself. I mean, and realistically, there's hundreds. He's provided hours of entertainment for y'all. Isn't that good enough? I'm not defending the motherfucker because I would never cheat. Why would I? I play games to enjoy them. Why would the fuck would I cheat myself out of the experience? You know what I mean? But but you see, he didn't play it for entertainment. Y'all challenged him and he wanted that cash. You feel me? So I mean, he cheated. I like I don't support that, right? Because why would you even play a game if you cheated? But it's not about playing a game to him. He just wanted that money. If he wanted to play The Last of Us, he would have played it years ago. Years and years ago. So to him, it's not about playing games because he's not a gamer. You don't game like that. If you need someone to pay you, challenge you to play games, and you don't game like that, you just don't. And I'm not with it. I'm not with it. You know what I mean? Like I'm just not. I don't understand that shit. Why y'all mad at him? I mean, I'm mad. Not that I'm mad. I'm just. I look when I look at dude. I'm like, this dude's a clown, but he gets his money from that for being a clown, right? And I just let clowns be clowns. Now, yeah, he cheated. I'm pretty sure. I mean, to be honest with you, I don't believe he beat Sekiro either. I don't believe him. Motherfucker said, yeah, he beat it. He sold the video. You a lie. Every part of the game he was able to stream, but when he fought the last boss, he couldn't stream it. Fuck out of here. Right? Fuck out of here. I don't believe that shit. But this is y'all, man. Y'all odd. Why would y'all do that? Like y'all hand him the money. You feel me? Y'all handed him that money. Y'all would never pay a motherfucker that y'all know is dope at a game to play. You wouldn't hand me $800 to play in Last of Us Ungrounded. Y'all did that to him because y'all know he suck. And y'all surprised that he fucking cheat. Of course he would. He suck. I promise you he cheated on Sekiro too. He didn't beat the last boss. What are y'all thinking? But y'all paid him though. I'm not defending cheating because as a gamer that's the worst sin ever to cheat. Because you're cheating yourself out of the experience, right? But he is not a gamer. He did it for the money. So of course he cheat. He's trying to get that back. You understand what I'm saying? There is no honor amongst thieves. I don't understand y'all. Why y'all even surprised that this motherfucker cheated? Why would you even be surprised? Y'all think he played the game for the enjoyment or he just want that money? Y'all did that to yourself. You know this motherfucker ain't shit. Right? You know this motherfucker ain't shit. Why are you even... I don't know anymore, man. Like, never in my life would I imagine a motherfucker like pay another man to play a game. You know what I'm saying? to, well, not to pay him to play a game, but to challenge him to play a game and act shocked when he cheated, knowing damn well this man ain't shit. Come on now. Come on now. Like, why? Why would y'all even think that, right? I don't, I don't, I don't believe in that shit at all. I don't believe in that shit at all, fam. This man ain't shit and y'all know it, but y'all gave him the money anyways. That's on y'all. I mean, there's a lot of weird shit I've been seeing out here, man. Motherfucker talking about boycott a company because they don't like that one game, and then bitch about it when they won't let you fucking, retweet well, not retweet, but reply to they shit. You know what I'm saying, hating or fucking spoiling they shit. You know what I mean? Yeah, what's up, D, man? I was back last week, fam. What you mean? The return was last week. I've been out for a little bit because a lot of other shit and with life and shit. So I had to take care of other things, and I wasn't in the best mindset to be doing podcasts and shit. But yeah, man, you should be expecting me every Sunday. I'm saying, Jace, well, like, who the fuck, like, why did y'all expect it better from this man? Like, I didn't. I mean, no, it's not even at this point. I've questioned dude's integrity a long time ago, but that's realistically, it has nothing to do with me. That's on them. Like, it's on them, fam. I don't give a fuck. You ain't never catch me dead challenging a motherfucker for $2, let alone $800. God damn, that's PS5 money right there. Somebody challenged me. Somebody challenged me $5 to beat that game on grounded mode in 20 hours. Fuck 30 hours. Exactly, Gary. I mean, these motherfuckers out here tripping over shit that don't matter. You know what I mean? That don't fucking matter anymore. The console war hasn't been real for a generation and a half now. It hasn't been. I used to love the console war, fam. Not on some toxic shit. I used to love the console war because the console war was real back in the day. People actually have real ammo. They had some real shit to say about both sides or all three sides of the consoles. Because every console have its good and it's bad, right? It's pros and it's cons. And if you're on one side, you know the pros of it and you do know the cons, right? And you also know the pros and the cons on the opposite side. And you could run your mouth about the cons about the opposite side all days because it's true. But nowadays it's not true anymore. All the shit we talking about nowadays is just nonsense when it comes to the console war. Motherfucker out here tripping about extra shit. I'm gonna be real with y'all, man. The other day, I don't even know this dude very well, K Mega, right? I don't even know dude very well at all. All I know is every time I hear his name, it's synonymous with L's, right? It's synonymous. Like it's just all you hear is L Mega this, L Mega that, right? And Thrash invited him on the subgruta, the podcast, right? And he actually asked, the team to be like, look, man, I'm about to invite a Xbox dude on, be cordial, be polite, because we trying to, do things for the gaming community and whatnot. We want to, elevate it, not disrespect one another. So, and this man on there talking wild shit, right? I only had an hour because I had this shit to do the day after, like early as fuck. So I could only stay until 11 o'clock. And I was trying to be polite and let him and Thrash speak for a while, but this man, we invite him on there to have that kind of conversation, right? To have a conversation. This man ran on there and just did fanboy shit. That's what he did. Like as soon as he said Ghost of Us, Ghost of Us, uh, Ghost of Tsushima was downgrade. I rolled my eyes like, dog, really, really, dog. I ain't really had time for that, man. Like I like I don't know if I could do it for real. I don't know. I'll try to be cordial and polite, man, but I might just snap. I ain't gonna front. I usually am. I prefer to be cordial and polite. If we really having conversations and shit, you know what I mean? But if you really gonna go that route, I might just nap. Like I might have to let Thrash know in the future, man. We can do this, but we need to, we need to have. I'm gonna ask Thrash to have the same conversation he had with me and them with these motherfuckers. If you come on and pull some wow extra fanboy shit, I don't know if I can let it slide, bro. It's just not in my character. You know what I mean? Like it's just not in my character to do that. I mean, I wouldn't blow up. I mean, I wouldn't come through like a fucking storm on them like them sick did. But I'm not for that, man. If we really mean this shit, we really trying to elevate this shit, then that's not how we do it. I'm not gonna be. I'm not gonna sit here and be cordial about with you and have your ass talking about, oh, I was in the snake den, nigga. The snake den, fam. I'm very polite, bruh. Don't get it twisted. You know what I mean? I'm very polite. I'm always try to be polite. I might joke on people from time to time, but come on now. Come on now. If I had time that day, I might have blown up. I would have just stayed on the last. I would have stayed on Ghost of Tsushima. I wouldn't even go to no other shit. I'd be like, downgrade, huh? Downgrade, really? I would need this man to explain himself. I would have went in with him on explaining yourself as far as downgrades and shit. You know what I'm saying? Taking a microscope to this motherfucking game, but for whatever reason you don't see no downgrades in none of these Xbox games. What kind of shit is that? You know what I mean? And you know what's really goofy too? Motherfuckers like, you notice how the horse doesn't kick up mud in the new one? I'm like, motherfucker, he's in a dry area, stupid. And let me tell y'all something. You people that's never been to Asia before, the landscape in Asia is amazing, fam. I've been to Japan once, not for long, for like a week, right? I didn't get to see much because I only was there for a week. Like when I was going home to Vietnam and visit my family over there and shit, right? I had a layover and actually stayed there for a full week and it was dope. You know what I mean? Like that shit was dope, but the landscape is different. Like, and the time of day changes the way shit looks constantly. You know what I mean? Like how's he gonna kick up mud if he's not in a muddy area? You know what I mean? Just the stuff that I'll be looking at, I'll be losing my mind from time to time because I'm like, what the fuck are y'all talking about, man? Like I'm not here to console war with motherfuckers because how you gonna beat me at console war? You know what I mean? How you gonna say shit to PlayStation dudes at all? And it's funny because people are like, oh, PlayStation dudes the most toxic gamers. Like, really, dog? I don't consider any group of people the most toxic. What's up, Cyber Dragon? I don't consider any group of gamers toxic. I just consider toxic ass motherfuckers to be toxic. You just happen to be a gamer. You happen to play video game, but you a toxic person. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter what system you play on and shit. Are you crazy? Might have Fatal come through and whoop your ass, coon. Oh, you used to live there, there back in the day in Patient Fire? Yeah, man. I was there for like a week, but you know what I'm saying. I mean, that's. Oh shit! What's up, Titanfall? But yeah, man, that's what I'm saying. It's weird out in these streets, man. People can't people can't just speak what they really mean. Motherfuckers always have to do extra sly shit. You know what I mean? You go on a podcast where motherfuckers told to be kind of like cordial to your ass, and the next day you talking about you was in the snake den, motherfucker. You have no idea. You have no idea. And during that time, man, I was actually when I was on that podcast, I was halfway listening because I was also playing Final Fantasy VII remake. I've never played the original, fam, but that game is fucking hurting my soul, fam. Like I know the story pretty well because who doesn't at this point? Who doesn't know Final Fantasy VII? You know what I mean? But when I was younger in high school, I used to watch my girlfriend play. So I know the story. I basically know the full story, and it plays out kind of different. I don't know if I maybe because since I didn't play, I didn't pay attention well enough. But the story beats is the same, but there's like certain things that are kind of not the same. I don't know how to explain it. Like I don't know how to explain it. You know what I mean? Like it's just not the same. It is the same, but it's not the same. And I love that game, man. I'm still not done with it. To tell you the truth, I had to take a break from it for a day because what it did to me. I was like, man, y'all fucked up for this. And that's really weird. You're like, that's how you know a game is good. Like I knew what was going to happen already, and when it happened, I'm still like fucked up. You know what I mean? I'm still fucked up. I went back and listened to it in Patient Fire, and Sick came through like a fucking lightning storm. You know what I'm saying? That shit, that shit came, the motherfucker came through like a lightning storm, bro. I don't believe that in Patient Fire. There's no way. There's no way. I think a lot of motherfuckers just so used to doing that. They built to do that at this point. They can't speak like a normal human being no more. You know what I mean? They can't speak their mind naturally no more because they picked a side. Like I said earlier, I'm not a Democrat or a Republican. I don't pick sides. I just look at the situation as is and make up my mind what is right and what is wrong in that situation. I don't pick a side. Once you throw your flag on a side, you basically just say whatever they doing, I'm down for that. I mean, like I'm a PlayStation dude too, but I'm not gonna act like there's no PlayStation motherfuckers out there that's weird as fuck. You know what I'm saying? There's some weird ass motherfucking PlayStation dudes out there, fam. And I can't be lumped in with these motherfuckers, right? I don't even see. You know what's funny? Titanfall. I really don't even know none of these motherfuckers. I heard of their names because crumb size shit, which I'm not even sure if I'm a part of the crumb size shit or not. But I've heard of these names and I'm not really even sure exactly, who they are really. The one thing I can say is I have seen people quoting them from time to time, and the shit they be quoting be wild as fuck. Motherfucker, logical nonsense. That bitch was last generation. You ain't play it yet. Then you only have yourself to blame at this point, motherfucker. It came out last generation and it was remastered. Get the fuck out of here. I bet you already played it twice. You played at least 5 times already. You know what I mean? I mean, I it's not that I don't want to buy an Xbox. It's just I need a reason. I don't have no reasons to. You know what I mean? I don't. I don't have any reason to. Give me a reason, I'll buy it. And it's not even that difficult, man. It's just all this stuff, right? Is all this stuff out here is just all um what up, Machiavelli? Don't be fucking around my chat, alright? Not today, motherfucker. Um I mean you can fuck around the chat, just don't be wilding out and shit. But I mean all this stuff, everything, just stuff in general. They're all materialistic things. They're just there for a purpose. I buy them because I have a purpose for them. If I don't, I'm not buying it. I never understood. Oh, you was real gamer, you would buy any system. Like, why? Why? So I can prove to y'all that I'm a real gamer. Eat a dick. You know what I mean? Eat a dick. That's why, you know what, narratives like that, just the narratives that people come up with, is why we're in the state that we're in. Ever since social media came out, everybody feel like they have something to say, like they, like the take they have really fucking matters. You know what I mean? I mean, it's weird. It's weird. Like, I mean, I bought a PlayStation because I like shit on it. You know what I mean? I like the games that are on it. Like games, all games are just games to me. Like I don't break it down as exclusives and third party. I don't do that. All games are games. Now, if you tell me, hey, Ghost of Tsushima is coming out, it's a game about a samurai who is probably one of the first ninjas ever. I'm like, word? I haven't played that. They were like, yeah, but it's only on PlayStation. Well, shit, I'm copping a PlayStation then. This is like the end of the story. What the fuck else do you need from me? You know what I mean? That's what it is. I don't have no extra shit to say about it. You know, I'm just gonna cop a PlayStation and play that shit because it's on a PlayStation and I want to play it. I just want to play it. It doesn't fucking matter. The same, that's the reason why I bought an Xbox back in the day, right? When I bought a 360, it's for Ninja Gaiden and fucking Gears. I like the Xbox version of Ninja Gaiden better than the PlayStation version. The PlayStation version was Sigma, and Sigma was really weird because it was easier in my opinion. There's other shit that they add on to it, like you could play as Rachel for a little bit, but it wasn't it for me, fam. The Xbox version is actually better. Ninja Gaiden was that shit, man. Like if you want me to buy an Xbox, that'd be it, fam. That'd be it. I can't imagine playing a fighting game on an Xbox though. I tried it. This shit almost fucked my left thumb up. I don't know how you could play it on that fucking D-pad at all. How do you play? Like, if you play fighting games on an Xbox, you would have to buy a D-pad. I mean, you would have to buy a fight stick. There's no way you could use the controller of an Xbox, any controller, unless you buy one of the ones that you can, you know, work on and change the D-pad into like a PlayStation-esque D-pad. Because I have no idea how you would play a fighting game on an Xbox controller, fam. It's practically impossible. I don't know how you would play like, you know, how do you play Killer Instinct on there? You would have to buy a fight stick, man. There's no way. Speaking of fight stick, I'm actually looking into buying a fight stick because like when I actually start learning to play, fighting games, I actually learned it in the arcades. I never actually bought fight sticks once, home system came out because I just learned how to play with a controller. But I'm thinking about just getting back to fight sticks because certain things on a fight stick is just so much easier to do, man. Just what I mean. My hands sometimes get all goofy on a PlayStation controller trying to do certain combos and shit, so like trying to make all the buttons work. So I might have to. I'm sure it is Titanfall. Like it's just the controller is just trash, man. Even if you made a great fighting games, the controller just not helping you at all, man. Like trying to do quarter circle forward, you know what I'm saying, on that D-pad, which is rip the skin off of your thumbs. I like the PlayStation controller, man. I know people tell me, say the Xbox is the best controller. I'm like, sure it is. Not for me, it ain't. Not for a motherfucker that enjoy fighting games, it ain't. You know what I mean? And it fit my hand just fine. Word Titanfall? That sounds good, man. I might have to do that. Because it's, and plus it's kind of fun to click a button on a fight stick. It reminds me of the arcade days when you you know what I'm saying? That noise it make when you like spam a button. I kind of miss that. I kind of miss that noise that those buttons make when you spam a button on there. I play. I mean, I use a PlayStation controller. Like I actually got pretty good at fighting games on controllers, but I learned how to play it on a fight stick. It's actually a lot easier. Really though, Titanfall, you think so? You think the DS4 is better than the fight stick? Well, I guess you if you knuckle do with it, you know what I'm saying? If you knuckle do and you and you fucking play with a fucking DS4 instead of a fight stick, I still think the fight stick is more comfortable because when you use your wrist to do the motions, it's a lot quicker than using your thumb. I think. I could be wrong though. That's what I'm afraid of in Patient Fire. I'm afraid that I'm so used to the PlayStation controller that I can't go back to a fight stick because I used to play it in the arcades. That's how I learned how to play fighting games in the first place. Is in the arcades. But I've been playing with a controller for so long. I don't even know if I can. Will I be as cold as I am on a controller? And like when I go back to a fight stick, it'll probably take me a while to get used to it again. Hmm. I still gotta do it because there's just certain like I'm my hands are getting all goofy from time to time trying to like get certain moves right on it. I mean, as of right now though, I mean the community that we speak of when we talk about gaming shit is it's not the same, man. It's not the same thing as you think of when you say community. There is no community, all right? It's just motherfuckers bickering back and forth. And I respect Thrash for even trying for try to elevate this shit. You know what I mean? To do that kind of shit. But and I'm with it. I ain't gonna front. I'm with it. I'm trying to do the same shit. But if you keep pulling some wild shit, I'll snap on you. This is a fair warning right now, bro. Like a fair warning right now. And I'm gonna speak to Thrash later about it too. But there's a fair warning right now. I'll be as cordial and as polite as possible so that we can elevate this shit together. But if you keep fucking around, I will fucking snap on you. It's rare that I do, but some of y'all seen some of my podcasts in the past when I have. I don't enjoy being that way either, man. Like a lot of people enjoy the drama and all that other shit. I peep it for the lulls. You feel me? I peep that shit because it's funny, and I laugh. I ain't gonna front. I laugh like a motherfucker when I see that shit. But I don't like doing that to people. If you saying some real shit, I'll respect it. But if you run your mouth about some goofy shit, and then still like staying with this whole dumbass narrative, then I'm gonna get you, bro. Like I'm not gonna be able to hold it back like that. Exactly, impatient fire is, and it's not about like dissing the motherfucker either. Like we need we need to know, if we really talk about some shit, then let's talk about it. Otherwise, like don't push no narratives on me. I hate that shit, and I see it coming a mile away. Like what I mean, motherfuckers act like we don't see that shit. I see that shit coming a mile away, fam. Why do you even try it? Is what I'm saying. I need to get back into that shit, man. Dragon Ball Fighters. I've actually stepped away from fighting games a whole lot, man. I haven't been playing as much as I used to. So I might have to cop a fight stick and, what I'm saying, train again because fighting games are not like any other games. Because if you don't play it, when you hop back on, it's like riding a bike, right? You still know the motions, right? You still know the motions. It just doesn't come out crisp anymore, and you have to like practice. You know, you haven't ride a bike in 10 years, you get on it, the bike's kind of wobbly for a few seconds, and then you take a couple of pedals, and you get used to it again, and it'll be smooth again. It's the same way with fighting games. Once you learn it though, you'll never lose it. You'll never lose it. You know what I'm saying? You'll never lose low jab into spin kick into fireball. You'll never lose the ability to be able to do that. Your hands are your muscle memory is built into your hand. If you play fighting games enough, you'll be able to pull it off. But if you go away from it, you'll get rusty, and you'll still be able to, but in the heat of battle, you might not be able to because your hands aren't, your muscle memory ain't like that no more. This motherfucker's stupid. Bigfoot is fucking stupid, bro. I mean, but that's all I'm saying, man. I'm probably gonna hop off here in about 10 minutes or so. All I can say is like, I'm a pony not because I chose to be. You feel me? I didn't choose the pony life. The pony life just shows me. I went full pony this generation. This is the first generation ever where I don't have no other system besides a PlayStation. And I'm perfectly fine. I don't have no issues. Not disrespecting Nintendo Switch. I bought it and I returned it. I bought it to play Zelda. I didn't really like it that much because when Zelda first came out, the motherfucker was like hyping it up, right? And I played it and it wasn't for me. I'm not dissing it. It just wasn't for me, right? And I don't play on the go. I live in the States, and where I live, I don't take public transportation. I drive everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I drive everywhere, so I don't mobile game like that. The only time I play mobilely, if that's even a word, you know what I'm saying? The only time I ever play mobile games and shit is, when I'm sitting somewhere and I have to wait on something like getting my car oil change, or I'm going to the dentist or something like that type of shit. It's the only time I ever play games when I'm not at home. I prefer playing games at home. I prefer sitting down, relaxing, and getting immersed in another world or whooping motherfuckers ass online. So I chose a PlayStation and I went with it. You know what I mean? And I've been fine. I don't miss anything. You know what I'm saying? At first I used to think I would. I was like, man, if I only have just a PlayStation, I'll miss out on a lot of shit. But what the fuck am I missing out on? You know what I'm saying? Fuck have I been missing out on this whole generation, fam? Maybe some Switch bangers that I missed out on. There might be some Switch bangers that I missed out on. And I might, cop another Switch. It's just if I do play a Switch, I'll probably just play it at home plugged in. You know what I mean? Well, of course they are Impatient Fire. Of course they are. I mean, who else? They sold over 110 million fucking consoles already. And it's not about the console numbers. It's about, the games that they sell once that console's in your home. They sold 110 millions. Realistically, that's probably 105 household. You know what I mean? Because motherfuckers buy multiple PlayStations. So yeah, man, I play them when I have nothing to do when I'm waiting on something, but I wouldn't go out of my way to do it. You know what I mean? I'm terrified of 10 Cent, fam. That motherfucker's that motherfucker's like fucking this shit up for everybody. I'm actually terrified of that shit. But that's about it for me, man. Y'all got anything else? Y'all got anything y'all want me to talk about anything? Because that's really it, man. I'm hyped for The Last of Us. I don't have no problem playing as a lesbian because I still have a dick and I still would fuck with bitches. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna fuck my life up any. I play it for that story that they gave me. You know what I'm saying? I'm hyped for Ghost. Ghost is gonna be dope as fuck. I'm glad that the combat is not gonna be simple and easy and shit for a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad on that. What up, Lincoln? Damn, I was about to hop off too, man. Why y'all would come through right when I'm about to hop off and shit. But yeah, man. I mean, I'm hyped for these two games, man. And once I finish Ghost, then it's on to PlayStation 5. I'll talk about PlayStation 5 next week because I have both hype and concern, and the concerns aren't serious, but we'll talk about PlayStation 5 next week. There's no reason to talk about PlayStation 5 this week because this week is about PlayStation 4 games. You know what I mean? All I can tell y'all about the whole Kids Move shit is that motherfucker doesn't play video games for his enjoyment. You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't play video games for his enjoyment. He played that shit because motherfucker offer him money to. Right? You would never pay a motherfucker that's dope at The Last of Us to play it, would you? You pay this man $800 so you can laugh at him. And I did. I laugh at him. I ain't gonna front. That shit's hilarious. But let's be real. Like, there's no honor amongst thieves. Y'all surprised that he cheated? I'm not at all. And y'all paid him. That's y'all's fault. He's a clown and y'all idiots for doing that. That's the way I feel. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel about that situation. He's a clown and y'all a bunch of idiots for doing that. But I mean, that's about it, man. I appreciate y'all coming through, man. I miss doing this, man. I'm glad I came back last week. I miss doing this shit. It's just, recently outside of gaming, outside of this whole whatever you want to call it, gaming community crumb side shit, whatever it is that you want to call it, I have real life problems and frustrations that I had to deal with, and I couldn't. It wouldn't reflect well if I do podcasts. Like, you will see, you could tell in my voice that I'm in no mood to do it. You know what I'm saying? So I just cut it out for a while. But I'm back, man. I appreciate y'all coming through, showing love and shit. It's about an hour and 30 minutes. I'm gonna go eat some food and hop on Final Fantasy VII. I stopped the other day because it kind of wrecked me for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Not like the game was hard, because the game's not hard, but some shit went down in the game that I was like, no, no, and I couldn't play for a while because I was like, I can't. I need a moment. I need a little bit of time before I hop back on, because I was not happy. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, how you gonna do my girl like that? Ah, shit. All right. You know what I mean? I ain't trying to spoil it for nobody if y'all haven't played Final Fantasy VII yet. I don't know how y'all couldn't, but I'm already late to the party. I don't know why y'all late too, but yeah, man. I appreciate y'all coming through. Roll Flush, Draco Rex, Asian Gambit. I'll see y'all next week. Deuces.